Welcome to Get Solutions. This is your Lokesh. So in the previous session, we had a discussion regarding the various issues in the implementation of international financial reporting standards. Now we have another context, that is generally accepted accounting principles, and also the US GAAP. So it is comes under the, that is the GAAP, that is US GAAP is comes under the generally accepted accounting principles. Let's see what is US GAAP and the GAAP. Okay, see, the generally accepted accounting principles is also known as the US GAAP because it is generally accepted. And one more thing you have to remember here, these generally accepted accounting principles are US GAAP are collected, and it is a collection of a commonly the accounting principles and accounting rules. How we are going to describe the international financial reporting standards as a set of accounting standards, in a similar way we are going to give a description for the accounting, that is generally accepted accounting principles also. So that's why here the generally accepted accounting principles are the collection of commonly followed accounting principles, accounting rules and regulations, and the standards for the financial reporting. Definitely the accounting standards stated that it includes the various principles and standards, rules and regulations. So based on these standards, the companies will be going to prepare the financial statements. So similarly way, or in similar way, the generally accepted accounting principle also includes and comprises that the accounting rules and regulations and the standards. So based on this will ultimately helpful for the companies to prepare the financial reports. And see, the purpose of generally accepted accounting principle is to ensures the financial reporting. So proper agi financial report ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ, the financial statements na report ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ accepted rules and regulations ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕೇ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. How means in order to increase the efficiency, ಯಾವ ತರ increase the efficiency ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವ ತರ efficiency ನ increase ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, definitely these accounting standards and generally accepted accounting principles helps the companies to prepare the financial statements. So thereby the companies will be going to represent the values more accurately and in a very transparent way. Okay, so therefore this accounting principles will be helpful for the most of the organizations, and also this is benefit to prepare the, and which gives the guidelines and rules to prepare the financial statements. And also this will ultimately helpful for the comparison and also the facilitate to the comparison. That is, when the companies prepares the financial statement based on the certain adequate accepted accounting principles, this will helpful for the companies and similar business organization to compare the one financial statement with the another financial statement of the another organization. So overall, the generally accepted accounting principle is a common set of accounting standards which will ultimately helpful for the financial reporting or financial statement preparations. So accounting standard and IFRS standard and generally accepted accounting principle. So ಈ ಮೂರು ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಯಾವುದೇ accounting standard ಇದ್ರೂ the meaning will be the same, but we have to consider the point, that is whether it is IFRS, whether it is accounting standard, whether it is a GAAP. Okay, so in a similar, don't get confusion with the GAAP and US GAAP. So generally accepted accounting principles is also called as US GAAP. And one more thing we have to remember, most important, the Indian accounting standard is also prepared in line with the international financial reporting standards. That is international accounting standards. Okay, let's speak about the next concept, that is, see, after the GAAP, one minute. In case of generally accepted accounting principles, we have a idea, right? That is generally accepted accounting principle is a set of or it is a general standards. Okay, so e generally accepted accounting principles only we have the different types, isn't it? Yes, of course. See, this generally accepted accounting principles can be classified into one is that is the national gap ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ನ ಒಂದು ಕಂಟ್ರಿ, ಅದು ಯಾವ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಆದ್ರೂ ಆಗಿರ್ಲಿ, ವಿತ್ ಇನ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಇನ್ ಅ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ ವೇ, ಐ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ವೆನ್ the standards will be maintained and followed by more than one country, it is called as the international gap alva. So ಈಗ ಈ generally accepted accounting principle ಅಲ್ಲಿ we have to consider, that is, ಸೊ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಡೊಮೆಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಸೇಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ 32 ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ, isn't it? So similar way, e accounting standards na laterly the name given for this accounting standard is nothing but that is Indian accounting standards, INDAS, Indian accounting standards. So esto that is 41. Okay, so ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ನಾಮಕರಣ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ before implementation or before establishment or before improvement of Indian accounting standards, that is INDAS 41, there is earlier name we called as accounting standards. After that it becomes Indian accounting standards. Okay, so this is the actual milestone of this generally accepted accounting principles. So these standards set ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ we have a international accounting standard body and a financial accounting standard body ಅಲ್ವಾ. So in a similar way, international gap ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ that we are going to mention here. See, ಈ international gap ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ already we know that is when the accounting standards is followed by more than one country, then that will be called, or the standards will be called as the international gap ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ that is IAS, that is international accounting standard ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ಕರಿಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ಸೊ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಗೆ ಫರ್ದರ್ ನೇಮ್ ಏನ್ ಕೊಟ್ರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಸಿ ದಿಸ್ ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ಲಿ ನೌ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ the familiar concept, that is international financial reporting standards. Okay, so presently there are 17 accounting standards. So ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ 14 accounting standards ಅಂದ್ರೆ 14 IFRS standards ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. Okay, so this is the actual milestone of the generally accepted accounting principles. So ಈಗ ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದೇನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಸೊ ಈ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಜನರಲಿ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟೆಡ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಒನ್ ಮೋರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕೀಪ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ ಮೈಂಡ್, ದಿಸ್ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ದ US ಗ್ಯಾಪ್, ಯುನೈಟೆಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಸ್ ಜನರಲಿ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟೆಡ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ಸ್. ಜನರಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಯಾವ್ದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಅಡಾಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. Okay, let's see the comparison between the generally accepted accounting principles and Indian gap. Okay, so Indian gap ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡೋಣ. then we will get the clarity on the concepts. Okay, so ಈ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಕ್ಲಾರಿಟಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. Okay, so let's see